Hi, thanks for taking time out of your day to watch this video. I hope this information is beneficial to you. I hesitated even sharing this information because there's so much deceit going on right now that we need all of these supplements. We don't. Personally, I feel like the world's deceiving everyone into thinking we need all of these supplements. We should be getting our nutrition from our food. You eat organic, gluten-free, non-GMO, low sugar. That's how we should be getting our nutrition. So I hesitated sharing this information, but God put it on my heart to go ahead and share it with the warning that we should be getting our nutrition from our food. But here we go. These are things that I take sometimes. And they're very beneficial sometimes. They're not a daily sort of thing for me, but they definitely help me when I need them. The Zeolite, I've mentioned this many times in all of my videos, and I keep forgetting to pull it out to show you. This is the Zeolite that I take. I do still take this almost every night at bedtime, but I have MTHFR and other genetic mutations, and my cells don't have the ability to correctly and properly detox poison out of me. And as we know, we live in a wicked and poisonous world these days. It's impossible to completely stay away from all toxins and chemicals. So this helps my cells. It helps get those toxins out of me that my cells cannot get out. So this is a huge, huge game changer. Women that haven't explanted yet, had I known about this before I went into toxic shock, I would have taken this. It probably would have kept me from going into toxic shock. Regardless, here it is. I still take it, and it's done wonders. It's been a miracle cure for a lot of other women with breast implant illness that I've communicated with. It's worked for everyone. There's one factor that it can be a little problematic that I've bumped into with other girls, and a lot of women had to go on antidepressants and Norco, prescription pain medicines and things like that. Zeolite is considered a binder, but it's considered an intelligent binder. But it does have the ability to latch on to things like Xanax and other antidepressants. I don't know exactly which ones it'll bind to and pull out, but it'll pull it out of your system quicker. Now, I've taken it with other supplements, and I've had no issues with it touching the other supplements. That's the intelligent binder part of it, I guess. But either way, just be aware that if you are taking antidepressants or other necessary prescription medicines, be aware that it is possible. There's a potential that it could grab those and remove those out of your system too, and you don't want that. Then you're going to be pushed into a withdrawal situation that you're not ready for probably. So that's that information there. Colloidal Silver, this stuff, Argentine 23, fabulous, fabulous, fabulous. Now, again, I don't use this all the time. I only use it here and there as needed. When I feel like I've got a cold or a sinus infection or something like that coming on, I will use it in this form. I buy this big bottle, and it lasts me forever. My boys use it too. But I'll put it in this bottle, and this is a nasal inhaler or spray or whatever you want to call it. And wow, it'll kick a sinus infection to the curb. Or for me anyways, when I felt a sinus infection coming on, it'll kick it to the curb quickly. It has antibacterial in it. Also, if I've gotten to the point where I've gotten pretty sick, I'll do a couple capfuls, and I'll do it a few times throughout the day until my symptoms, are alleviated. I also have it in this spray form where I spray it under my tongue. Again, I only use this when I'm sick, but it also helps, like if I have a cut or something, I will just spray it on there, and it kills any kind of fungus or bacteria that may even be thinking about getting on it. After my explant, I actually used a colloidal silver cream on my incisions, and it was miraculous what a difference it made. That and Manuka honey. Who would have thought, man? I didn't know anything about all these natural products beforehand, but I'm so glad God brought them into my life because they're incredible. They're like the best kept secret on the earth as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, this is a colloidal silver. I get all of these on Amazon. I'm not affiliated in any way. And I buy this huge bottle and I just refill my other bottles as necessary. So that's really good and handy to have around. It has you can Google and see the 1,000,001 uses for it. I will probably always keep it in my house from this point on. Here's another one that I looked at, or I had to remove all chemicals from my life. And I will always stay away from chemicals as best I can now. And this ancient Greek remedy oil. This stuff is awesome. So I use this on my face and my body now. It's my face moisturizer. I don't have a regime. I know a lot of girls have a regime and they cleanse with a certain product and then they put cream on. I don't wear makeup and stuff. But this stuff is incredible. It also helps my tone, my skin tone. I like it. I've been using this for a couple years now. It's really good. It's really, really, really good stuff. And it's all natural. Liposomal vitamin C. This is another one that I take when I'm sick. And I don't know if you can see it or not, but I even have a little note on there. It says, take when sick. I don't get sick very often since my explant. Thank you, Lord. But when I do, if I'm going to take a vitamin C, this is what I take. I have to be very cautious with things like vitamin C and turmeric because I was left to deal with several autoimmune diseases following my explant surgery. And the turmeric and things like vitamin C and ginger and turmeric, they're all fabulous. They're great products. They're great, great natural products. But for me, they have the ability to stimulate my immune system too much, which can cause pain and other issues, inflammation. It just causes a whole nother basket of issues when I take too much of this stuff. So I have to be very cautious. That's why, like I said, I pay real close attention to how I feel. And these products help me for the short term in smaller doses. But I only take them as needed. And then if I recognize that it's starting to stimulate my immune system too much, I take it out, continue with my Zeolite until my immune system calms back down. But this stuff is great. Cheap too. But it's always good to have on hand. Again, I keep big bottles of this stuff on hand because I divvy it out to friends, my boys, their friends, whoever needs it. I'm pretty much always stocked up now and ready to go. Vitamin B2. Based on my genetics, I need vitamin B2. I don't take this every single day. I just rely a lot on God. The Holy Ghost guides me on what I need when I need it. But I do take this often. And it's very helpful. I know when I'm running low on Bs. And when I'm running low, I add them in. And this one has been really good. Forest leaf, riboflavin. It's pretty good. I've only been on this one for, I don't know, a month now, on and off. When I had and it's based on my genetics. It's very important, I think. A lot of women with breast implant illness are desperate to feel better. They, especially once they find out it's their implants, they're just desperate to feel better. So they start seeking supplements to try to help them feel better, and they think the supplements are helping them. So they're taking B vitamins, all sorts of stuff, and it's making them worse, and making them a lot worse because it's based on their genetics. So basically, if you're taking supplements that your genetics show your cells don't have the ability to utilize that supplement. So you're basically causing yourself a vitamin toxic overload because your cells, you're shoving down these supplements that your cells don't have the ability to break down and utilize. So I'm a real firm believer now in basing things like B vitamins on your genetics. My genetics show that my cells need extra B2 vitamin. So I take it. This Kos Organic Greens blend. I drink this, I don't know, a few times a week. It's just very nutritious. Again, I have to be careful not to stimulate my immune system too much because of my autoimmune. But it's pretty darn good, and it gives me a good energy. Between this and matcha, it's awesome. So I like this stuff. I wanted to go ahead and mention it. I mix it in little bitty water bottles. I put a scoop of it. It comes with a scooper. I put a scoop in that little bitty water bottle and then drink it. It's not bad tasting, but it's definitely not good tasting like the matcha. But it's beneficial for me, and I feel it. I feel my body utilizing it if I do it in small doses. So I wanted to go ahead and mention that. This is another biggie for me. It's called iTires Adel 48. This is another one that's been hard to find. The last time I found it, I bought a few bottles of it. I don't need it all of the time, but I always have it on hand. Ever since breast implant illness, I felt my lymph nodes would swell and get sore. And although it's improved drastically since my explant, I still have it. It's almost like my lymph nodes get congested. Maybe because they were clogged up for so many years trying to eradicate the implant poison out of me while I had the implants. I'm not real sure. But I do know that they get congested still. And this stuff, wow, when I take it, I do 5 to 10 drops of this stuff under my tongue. So it's something like this, and I just put it under my tongue, and I do 5 to 10 drops of it when my nodes are swollen, or I know there's congestion going on in my nodes. I will do 5 to 10 drops of this a few times a day, and it's incredible the difference it makes. I mean, within half an hour to an hour, typically, my nodes, the swelling starts going down, and I can literally feel them draining again. So this stuff is absolutely fabulous, I think. But again, it's one of those things. Be careful taking too many supplements. Pay attention to when you take them. Make sure that you're not having a negative response to them. So I added these things when I started trying things. I added them in slowly. Let's see here. Oh, I thought I put one over there. Adrenal Edge. This is another one I take on an as-needed basis. I get it on Amazon, but I do like one squirt of it, like one whole, let's see here, like it's kind of empty right now, but I do a little bit more than that, and I shoot it under my tongue. I use this as needed. I would say 2-3 times a week is when I feel the need for this. And I'll do it in the morning, and I can feel the benefit from it fairly quickly, within the hour. I think a lot of us are we're just dealing with so much hormonal imbalance, adrenal fatigue. There's just a ton of complications that fall along with breast implant illness, unfortunately. But mine has improved dramatically, again, since explant. But I still need this here and there. I suspect at some point, because I'm getting better, I'm so well, so I don't want to give the impression I'm not well. I'm very well, but I still have a little healing to grab onto, and I know it. I feel that. But I suspect at some point, all of my hormones and everything will just, bam, everything will kick in, and I won't need anything any longer. We age, whatever, so maybe I'm delusional. But right now I know that I don't need much, and I take things on an as-needed basis. compared to when I had the implants and after my explant. Wow, it was a train wreck. I was so sick, and I was listening to everybody and doctors telling me to take all these antifungal medicines and prescriptions, and wow, I was a train wreck. And I think a lot of other women are going through that same nightmare. So I'm hoping I can stop some women from that same mistake I made, and that they can heal quicker and safer. And here's another one. I went ahead and brought this out because I promised a couple girlfriends that I would show them how I make my turmeric and ginger pills. So this is the easiest way to do that and share it with them without having to do it separately. So turmeric and ginger. I get these on Amazon. I tried to buy several organic turmerics on Amazon and from other places. And I'll tell you what, they were not nearly as potent and beneficial as doing these myself. Not only that, they were like $50, $60 for 60 pills online. Look it up. You can get this Anthony's, and this stuff's fabulous. Anthony's organic turmeric and Anthony's ginger powder, and it's cheap. I think I paid $12 for this bag, and I don't know, maybe $10 for this one, and I can make thousands of pills out of these versus paying $60 for 60 pills that don't even work as well. I was taking 4 or 5 of the store-bought ones versus only needing 2 of these. I was making, I don't know, 1,200 of these every month because I've got so many friends and loved ones that these have just changed their life. These turmeric and ginger pills have changed their lives. So I make them for them. But now I've got a wonderful elderly neighbored guy, and he takes them, and he now makes them for me, which is just amazing. I love other people when they grab on to all this natural remedy stuff and they really run with it. And he's one of them. It's sweet and special. But this is the capsules I use. I try different ones and they've all been about the same. So my recommendation is to grab the cheapest ones you find. But this is how I make them. I pull the capsule apart. I prefer more turmeric in mine, but I pack them. So I pack it down like that, and then I pack that one down a little bit, and I push it together, and now you got a packed turmeric and ginger pill. Again, I use the larger side over on the turmeric side, and I pack it in so I can get the most amount in there. Be careful not to pack it so tight, though, that you can't push it back together. Here's a word of warning. They will leave an orange stain like on your fingers and your fingernails. The trick I use is I put a clear gloss fingernail painting on, then I do it, and then I use fingernail polish remover and it takes it off, and then I scrub with soap and water with a scrubby brush to get it off my fingers. Worst case scenario, you're stuck with a little bit of orange dye on you for 2 to 3 days, and then it goes away. But that's everything I think I want to share, and I hope it's helpful to you. God bless.